Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing in the last race of the week. And it is Division 3, round 71 laps around Austria for the last one of the week. One shot quali. We don't have a full grid, few race bands tonight, so we're going to have 18 on the grid. And I'm going to go and take it straight over to Rekus in a very second because we've got one shot quali tonight, Rekus.
Indeed, yeah, it's good to be back in the commentary box with you here for Division 3 here at Austria. And I mean, this lap, everybody's got to make it absolutely perfect. They have only one shot to get this right. And if they get it right, they can start from the front of the field. If not, then good luck fighting through traffic, especially through turns 1 and then turn 3 on lap 1, because turn 3 is such a sharp corner. It is just so tough to not get caught up in early incidents here.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a bit nervous tonight for these guys. We'll have to wait and see who has, who sets a really good time, and unfortunately who DSQs. There is a few quali bands as well, so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to go. But this is going to go very, very quick. We'll start on Chisel at the top. Terence is retired as well, so that would probably be the quali bands. We'll keep an eye out and just to see who does set times, just in case. Otherwise, they are in trouble at the moment. But with Matif is taking pole position as it stands here. The track does look quite dark out there, so we could see some rain wreckers, which will make it even more spicy than it already is with the duration of this race tonight.
Indeed, especially with how Div 4 went, because Div 4 was very, very interesting with the variable weather. So strategy is really going to change up here if that weather comes into play. It started off dry, then went wet, went dry again, then wet. It was just constant back and forth between wet and dry. So, especially if it changes again during the end of the race, you got to really think about, are drivers going to go ahead and stay on their current slicks, or are they going to switch to intermediates or wets? It's going to be a gamble, regardless of which way you look at it here. As with Matif does get pole position, a 103.863, and a very good time there for the Sour Man.
Yeah, very, very impressive, and we are going to run through the classification results very, very soon. But big shock, which we are about to see in a second. So with Matik taking pole position there, McLaren reserving tonight for McLaren Skytonic in at the McLaren here, taking P2. Squash Josh, a very good performance from him, taking P3. That is your top three. Then you've got that is Zoom Gazoon. I think that's Angus. So we'll go with that. You got Jizzle there in P5, Daniel T in P6, Protein Group in P7, Dida in P8, Trio Kevin P9, Quasi in P10, Angus in P11, RK Gaming P12, Hennessy in P13, Terrence in P14, Bolts in obviously doesn't race, and obviously Palaga and Zoo with the DSQs, and Sutsi as well. I think that was right on the final corner. So didn't go to plan for those guys tonight with those DSQs there, Rekus.
Oh yeah, I mean, getting track limits here is probably the easiest thing to do, and oh man, that looks super sunny out there. So looks like, at least for now, we're not gonna get any rain. It does look really pretty out there in the mountains of Spielberg, Austria. I mean, yeah, I mean, you take 1 inch too much, and then you just get slapped with track limits. And I mean, expect to see a lot of track limits penalties throughout this race. Expect probably a majority of the grid to have some kind of track limit violation, especially because this track, there's a lot of high speed corners on this track, and the corners that will get you the most are turns 9 and 10, because you just carry so much speed into those corners. It's so easy to just get that little bit too close to the edge, and then you get hit with a penalty. So, I mean, if Div 2 was anything to go by, expect to see a majority of the grid with penalties.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be interesting with the predictions as well. We were on fire the other night on the predictions, so let's see if we can get those predictions in tonight. So it looks like it is going to be a really good race on our hands. Look at that weather, as Rikus was talking around. All the cars are already on the grid. We're just waiting for setups, everyone getting ready, and we will be going off. So Rikus, over to you, my friend.
All right, we got those 5 red lights coming on, and it's lights out, and away we go. With Mateef getting a very good launch off line. Cryotonic is going to try to make something happen here. Arcs is actually the Aston Martin. Oh, and Squash Josh is forced wide there on Red Bull's home track. There's a lot of jostling throughout the field. Drivers trying to make those positions, and we're going to see even some late moves. And Protein Group was a bit late on the brakes. He does get a move done. He is up now into P7. So it's been a very chaotic start here. But hey, I think everybody made it through without damage or no yellow. So that's definitely something worth talking about. And we're once again seeing a lot of cars just kind of going up and down through this field. Protein Group and Dito swapping positions again. Quasi and Dito. Oh, it looks like it's going 4 wide into turn number 7. Oh, that looked very, very dicey, at least from my point of view. But hey, so far we've had no drama, and hopefully that's not a commentator's curse coming in.
Yeah, no, it's a long race tonight, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But so far, so good. We're just going to go up to the classifications on lap 2 to let you know who is in control of this race. So Cartonic leading the way, just got the job done on With Matif in P2. Then we've got Angus in P3, Squash Josh in P4, Daniel T in P5, Jizzle in P6, Protein Group in P7, Dido in P8, Quasi in P9, Trio Kev in P10, Angus in P11, Hennessy in P12, Arcade Gaming in P13, Terrence in P14, Sutsi in P15, Bolts in 16, Plugger in 17, Zoo in 18th. We've got a bit of drama going on here as Terrence drops down into 14th. Sutsi going on the outside to get the job. That in Angus. Arcs. I meant Arcs. That's what I meant, sorry. Angus is down the bottom. Okay, my apologies. There's Angus in P11, Arcs in P3. Do apologise. Sutsi and Terrence going at it. Sutsi up into P14. Boltzaroo having a little bit of a go on Terrence. Gets into P15. There is battles going on at the back there. Look at this. Plugger down there in P17 after DSQ. He is right on the back of Terrence, ready to pounce and make up some positions. A long, long race. So plenty of time to make up positions, and he's actually gone on the mediums. I'm surprised he's not gone on the hards and gone for the longest stint there. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But back up to the front, and I will let you take a couple of laps because I just need to go to the toilet very quickly. Should have gone before I went. So over to you, Rekus, on the lead of this race.
All right, I will go ahead and take over. As we see, Kyotonic does make the move for the lead. He gets with Matisse going into turn 3. And now they're making their way through the second DRS zone on this track as they make the run to turn number 4 with Matisse. And there's a whole gaggle of cars behind. It looks like Squash Josh is going to be late on the brakes. Going to try to get a move done onto Arcs there. He doesn't get a move, but Daniel T will get the move on to Jizzle. And the Haas there. He showed up in Division 2 last time out, or a few times out ago. And now he is back in the Haas. But so far, the most amount of positions anyone has moved is 3 with Sutsi in that McLaren. But coming back here to the front of the field with Matisse going a little close to the inside there of turn 9. And we're going to go back down this main straight. It looks like Arcs is going to try to pounce onto With Matisse. He does not. He decides to save it. And Kyle Tawny gets our first track limits violation of the session. A 3-second time penalty for the lead McLaren driver. And now he's under attack from With Matisse. He's going to try to go in, go deep, and he gets it done. He gets the move done onto the McLaren. He had the DRS, he had the speed, but can he defend now? There's so much battling going on in this field. We're going to see if Kyle Tawny can take the move again. No, he can't, but it looks like Austin's going to try to send it down to the inside. He's got the move temporarily, but now it's going to be a drag race coming into turn 7. But Kyle Tonic is going to get that inside line through these corners, and he's going to be able to just keep Arcs out for the time being. But it actually looks like Squash Josh was looking for a move to try to get into this podium here. But so far, everybody's really close. Everybody is still within DRS range of this race, and it's going to make so many passes happen here. It's going to be ridiculous at some point. And it looks like Daniel T was thinking about a move onto the Red Bull of Squash Josh. Does not quite get it. But we're going to go heading back down to Quasi will join the penalty club. He's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. It is lap 5 out of 71 on a track that's so easy to violate track limits on. And I think that we've seen 2 so far, and I think we are far from seeing the end of it. It looks like with Matisse, he's got the DRS. He'll once again trade for position here with Kyotonic. Once again, the Kick Sauber leading this race, our pole sitter from this time out, or for this race. And I mean, it's a one-shot quality, but you got 71 laps to go, so it's going to be a long and arduous race. And Squad Josh actually tries to get the move done onto arcs there. They looks like they touch wheels a bit there as we make the run into turn 9. And oh, he's gonna try to send it right outside. Oh, he got the move done, but he's probably pushing that track limit. He's probably already got a few warnings here, so Squash Josh needs to be careful if he wants to keep that podium spot. He will get ahead of Keotonic because Keotonic does have that 3-second time penalty. Same with Quasi, but Quasi is not in that podium fight here at the moment. But so far, it has been a very, very interesting and very, very chaotic race. And some cars, once again, late on the brakes, trying to get moves done here at this Red Bull Ring. But we're going to see a lot of moves like that because there's so many good overtaking opportunities on this track. And I mean, we're going to see so many positions changed. And taking a look at the positions, actually, there's only 3 drivers that have not moved from their original starting position. And that is our current top 3 with Whiff, Keotonic, and Squash Josh.
Yeah, no, really, really good start for some of these guys at the moment. Keotonic getting that penalty very early. Same with Quasi as well. That will maybe hinder him in the race. We've got a little bit further down the back. We've got Zoo and Sutsi going at it. Sutsi up in the P14, now getting on the back of Hennessy. Everyone's still in the DRS train there, which is nice to see. We go a little bit further up to the top though, and we just did see Squash Josh go side by side there with Arcs in that P5 position, who's now just lost that P5 position to Dido. Now Dido is one to watch out for at the moment. Is both of his teammates in P4 and P10. Quasi the GOAT, thank you very much, Penguin Boy, appreciate that. And Keotonic taking the lead again, and with Matif back up in front, all the way down the back, and Arcade Gaming has lost a few places there. Oh, has someone lost a little bit of damage? And I'm just seeing a Plugger. Has he got damage on that car? Let's have a look. Yes, he does on that front run plate. So he may have gone into the back of one of those guys. That's going to hinder his race at the moment. Not in the best position. Long way to go. RK Gaming losing the back end there. Really has to be mindful. So does Bolts as well. But due to those quality bans, this has really hurt them. But if they can stay within the pack, they're going to have a massive opportunity later on in this race. But one thing, let's go on to a prediction. What should be the first prediction of the night? Over to you, Rekus.
Alright, so let's go ahead and just pull one straight from Division 2, and let's say who is going to lead by lap 15. Okay. Is it going to be Whiff, Keotonic, Squash, or other?
Alright, we'll do we'll do double 8. So what's 8 at 8?
16.
Okay, we'll do 16. Because we're on lap 8. He'll be late. Or actually we'll do 20. Hey.
Yeah, there we go. We'll go with a nice even number.
We'll go with that. That's easier. He'll be leading by lap 20. Right. Give me some names. So we got Kyo. We've got Whiff. We've got Josh. And then we'll go other. Alright? There we go.
Yep, there we go.
We'll give that 10 minutes. There you go. He will be leading by lap 20. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Get your votes in. 10 minutes to go. So there we go. 36 people tuning in tonight. Thank you very much. This is the last race of the week before we over tomorrow. We do have the reserve program. Then on Friday we've got socials, and then we are back on Saturday for Bahrain for Division 1. And then on Sunday for Division 4, we are back at Coda. No
beautiful.
More, yeah, you'd like that. No more 100% races until the end of the season. Now it's all about back to full quality, which will be very interesting to see as Whip Matif does take the lead once again in front of Keotonic. This is going to help. This is really going to hurt Kai, isn't it? This 3-second time penalty.
Oh yeah, I mean he was having such good pace and such good form, but I mean, and he's still right up the back of Whip Matif. He was thinking about a move around the outside here around turn 4, but yeah, it's not going to do you any favors. I mean, we have 3 drivers now with penalties already, and we're only on lap 9 out of 71. And 2 of those I know will happen around lap 5. So, I mean, these drivers just gotta remember that the race is not won on lap 1. So you gotta really just hold out. It's an endurance race, especially with it being full duration here. So you got to keep pace, keep your cool, and just try to stay within the white lines, or else your race in general is just not going to be fun. And Arcade Gaming now joins the penalty club too, so a lot of these drivers are just too wired up and they're driving too hot right now. But they got to remember, like, you got to get to the end of the race to actually, you know, in the words of a famous F1 driver, to finish first you must finish. And also that means with as few penalties as humanly possible.
That's the thing. That is the way to go. We are on board at the moment on Quasi, who's in that P6 position, does have that 3-second time penalty, putting pressure on Daniel T there. And I see that Dino's dropped all the way down to P9. He was up in the P4, so he made a mistake there. So interesting to see there. A few mistakes people are making. The championship leader at the moment, at the back of the pack in P18, 23 seconds behind. Not having the best of nights. He's just gone onto a fresh set of mediums to sort that damage out, but not the best of starts for him tonight. And this is very interesting because you're looking at this, right? In the top 8, there is 8 different cars. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's been I mean, all these cars are so close to each other. I mean, for the most part, a majority of these drivers are within DRS range of each other. So we're going to see a lot of these positions change up and down the field as Quasi and Jizzle are going to go at it. They're going to fight for position here. Jizzle winning out in the early stages, but now he's going to try to chase after Daniel T. And it's going to be a lot of chaos. Some cars going side by side. It looks like Quasi and Protein Group are going to battle it out. He's racing against his former team, Protein Group, formerly an Alpine driver, now racing in the Scuderia. He was battling his former team momentarily, but he has pulled ahead, and now trying to chase the Haas ahead of him, a driver who did fairly well in Division 2 last time we saw him. So I think he's going to have a good run here tonight.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good so far. He's in that P7 position. Hennessy just getting another penalty. Getting a penalty and joining the crew. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys with pens. Only on lap 12 out of 71. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Boxer getting past. Ooh, a little bit of a side-by-side action there. Can we redo Div 6? Unfortunately, no. A little bit of drama going on here. I'm seeing moves left, right, and centre here. Quasi up in a P8, Dido down in P9. We've got Protein Group losing out to Jizzle, and then we've also got Squash Josh now in a P2, overtaking Kyatonic for that P2 position. So things are moving around. Then we've got Quasi and Dido going at it side by side. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen here. Nope, he keeps that position into P8. Everyone all in a DRS train all the way down to P11. Sutsi 4 seconds back in that P12 position. Not a bad start from Sutsi. Was at the back and he's made up a couple of places. So good job from him. Churkev up in that P11. The guys with the quali bands, Bolts as well. He's made up a few positions. Terrence, not too much at the moment. Arcade Gaming a little bit further down than normally is. Plugger all the way down there, 21 seconds away from the pack, and Zoo 2 seconds from him. Those guys have already pitted on lap 12. So we'll have to wait and see. Any cars flying tonight, we'll have to wait and see if there is. I haven't seen the incident actually. But yeah, Connor, here you go, mate. Pens coming up for you. Ooh, sorry. There we go. 3 for Kyatonic, 3 for Quasi, 3 for Trio Kib, 3 for Hennessy, 3 for Arcade Gaming. And they are your pens at the moment. 13 laps out of 71. And we've had 3 different leaders so far. Is Arx going to get involved in this leading battle as well, Rickus?
I mean, at one point he was looking pretty likely to, because he was initially in that scuffle. He was in that P3 position trying to battle out with the McLaren of Kyotonic here. But it just seemed like Squash Josh just got the better of him around the Red Bull home track. Squash Josh now leading this race. And I mean, I think it's possible, especially with how close all these cars are. So I think Arx could get a shot here to try to lead this race for a little bit. But he's got a lot of work to do. I mean, there's a lot of good overtaking spots on this track, but you gotta pick your moment and go for it. I mean, he might be able to get Kyotonic here as we see the run down the straight going into turn number 3. But no position changes. Actually, Whiff Matisse did get past Squash Josh there. So, I mean, there's a lot of position changes that are possible as Zoo joins the penalty crew. And that's a 3-second time penalty there for the Aston. While one Aston is getting track limit violations, the other one's trying to make up positions. It's very possible that Arcs could get a lead here, but he's got to get a move on. But he also might be playing that management game because, granted, this is a 71 lap race. So he might just try to win by going through the undercut strategy, which we know the undercut in this game can be pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. We're seeing there that Daniel T's got a bit of damage to that front left plate there, and he is nearly out of the DRS there. So we are starting to see a little bit of a split in the group. 1 second. So at the moment, the top four in a great position, but Daniel T just in the DRS still, just staying in there. He's having to burn a lot of ERS at the moment, but Jizzle is ready to pounce and ready to make the move. 75% against 28% at the moment, with Matif losing the lead back to squash Josh again. Is Jizzle going to make a move? Looking very good so far. Not people rushing. Oh, Protein looks like he was going to go down the outside there, and he's still going to go down. No pressure there at the moment. But Daniel T needs to try and stay with this pack. He is literally 1.1. He's out of the DRS. This is going to put him under extreme pressure from Jizzle. With that damage, this is not helping the Williams driver. We saw Dido up there earlier, and he's now dropped down into P9. So does he have damage as well? Or would he be having an incident or a little bit of a mistake there? Nope, he's still got all of his wing intact. And at the moment, it looks like Daniel T is definitely going to come undone here. And Jizzle is ready to pounce and make the move done. But yeah, Daniel T also gets a 3-second time penalty. So I've just cursed him there. So Jizzle ready to go for a move. Does he go for a move in turn number 1? Nope, stays behind him, uses the DRS, and he will make the move now. Look at that, how much, look at, well, he's even going to try and take over the grass. Makes the job done. Does he have any damage on that car as well? Nope, he's intact.
No.
And Daniel T loses that position. And Protein Group's going to go down the outside. Oh, Quasi goes for a move there. Angus gets a penalty. And Quasi and Protein Group are going to go side by side. Lap 16. And we also got Daniel T right out in front. Oh, they're going to the wall. Oh, Quasi's moved over. And that's gone straight to the wall. That's put out a safety car. Oh, bit of drama going on there between the Alpine and the Ferrari, and I was on board that, and that was, I don't know if his wheel just completely disconnected or locked up there, but he just went straight into the wall with Protein Group Records.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was not good. Yeah, that Ferrari's missing a whole front wing. I'm sure there's much better ways to do weight reduction there in the Ferrari versus deleting the entirety of the front wing. Yeah, so these two are going to come to the pit. They got massive damage. That was... Maybe he just hooked a tire. That's what I'm thinking happened, and maybe the game magnetized them both, and then they basically both just became passengers at that point. But regardless, that was a very, very rough moment here for the Ferrari and his former team, Alpine. So these drivers are going to come in. It's going to be a flurry of pit stops here. A lot of drivers going to try to make their stops now. I mean, they got basically a free pit stop, essentially, as they make their way into the pits. We're going to see a few of these positions change, depending on which drivers had to get wings replaced. So I know that would be Protein Group, Quasi, and I think Daniel also probably would have got a front wing replaced. He did, so now that car is basically crystal clear. But yeah, the safety car, it's really going to change how this race is played, because we saw that the safety car really benefited some drivers and kind of really screwed some over in Division 2 earlier on in the week. So we'll just have to see if this is the only safety car or if there's others, because that can also really dictate how a strategy is held here.
Yeah, no, definitely another opportunity as well for Plugger and Zoo to get back into this race. Obviously, that will be noted. Lap 16. I'm just seeing if J-Man is J-Man in here. Did you get that, J-Man? Lap 16. Lap 16 noted. There we go. Put that in there just in case. Yep, he's in it. All right. He's not writing it down. That makes it a little bit more difficult, but all good. No drama. He's got it. 48 people tuning in. Thank you very much. Safety car coming out on lap 17 out of 71. A little bit of an incident there with Protein, and it looked like Quasi. So, yeah, interesting one there. And we've got every single car on the hard compound tyres apart from Trio Kev. What's your thoughts to that, Rickers?
I mean, now at this point, a lot of these drivers are going to try to go for the long stint. Because, I mean, the long stint can work pretty well here. The tire degradation isn't really a problem on this track compared to some of the other tracks that we visit here for Rush. Miami comes to mind, even though I know we don't use it. Barcelona is another track that can come to mind. But, I mean, this track isn't super tough on tires, and we actually saw that these tires can go the distance. JF7 from Division 2 went about 57 laps on the set of tires. So, I mean, these tires could go to the end, but it's going to need some management, which, if you're managing, you're obviously not going to go full tilt, full pace, full pedal to the metal. So, I think that the hard tire is a viable option, but I'm curious about Trio Kev on the medium. So, he might try to go for an undercut here, potentially. Just try to burn through as many of his opponents as he can. Try to get to a good spot on that quicker tire, and then make a swap to the hards later on to try to have that fresh tire advantage if everybody else tries to take this tire to the end.
Yeah, well, this is the thing, isn't it? Strategy can be a key here. Obviously, these tyres are going to go at least 40 laps, so that's going to take it to probably, 58. And then go on to the mediums, and then boom. There we go.
Or even the soft.
Yeah, but, well, yeah, it's true. You don't. I did a few on the softs.
You don't see that a lot, but
No. My second stint on the mediums was shocking. I don't know what happened. Me and my teammate Captain were having serious problems, and then went on to the softs and was just absolutely flying. Like made 10 seconds in like 2 laps. So they're incredibly quick. But we'll have to wait and see what happens here, as with Matif is in P1 at the moment. He's going to take this safety car restart on. We are going to look at some changes in the grid. We'll have to wait and see there. Those penalties are really going to hurt, but everyone is away. We've got 18 guys still going on due to the 2 race bans, but at the moment everyone's got a massive opportunity as Plugger looks ready to pounce on the back of Terence. Quasi getting a 3-second already. That's another one that adds to his tally. So he's now got 6 seconds, with Matif still leading the way at the moment. Squash Rush into P2, Kyotonic P3. Oh, has a little bit of a slip there at the back. Then we've got Arcs in P4. Jizzle still not got past him yet. He's ready to pounce though. Angus in that P6 position. Daniel T in that P7. Protein Group in that P8. Then we've got Quasi and Boltsaru, Trio Kiv, Arcade Gaming, Satsi, Dido, obviously losing out to the double stack there from his teammate, dropping all the way down into P14. Hennessy up into P15. Terence down into P16. Plugger into P17. And Zoo into P18. Thank you very much for all the bits. Really appreciate it. It's coming one by one. Appreciate that. But we're on lap 19 out of 71, and our prediction is very, very soon about to finish. 37% are saying Kyle, 59% are saying Whiff, 3 on Josh, and 0% on other. So one more lap. I think it's this lap, isn't it? And I think the answer was Whiff.
Yep.
So there we go. Whiff Matif takes the votes. 41,000 goes to Whiff. So congratulations, guys. Whoever voted that. Got the channel points. So we'll do the next one in a few minutes. Probably will we see a safety car on before lap 30. We'll have to wait and see. 52 people tuning in. Rekus at the moment just near enough the same. With Matif trying to pull away from Squash Rush a little bit. 6.5 temps. Kyotonic 8.5 temps. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose the DRS at the moment, but at the moment, basically starts off exactly the same. Plugger did get the job done on Zoo. Sutsi's now back up in the P12 again. Not much is changing at the moment. The only biggest mover, really, is Boltsaru. He has moved 5 places. And Satsi and Angus, they are the biggest movers at the moment. As Satsi just gets the 3-second time penalty. I am comms cursing this tonight a lot. I do apologise, guys.
It looks like you took all the commentators' curse stuff from me, but also I do want to go ahead and point out real quick before it gets lost in the sea of bits. We do have a redeemed on board for Bolt via Thunder Killer in chat. So we can go on board now with the Kick Sauber as he's trying to get past Quasi here. I mean, he would be ahead of him at the end of the track, but you still got about 50 or so laps left to go before we hit that stage. He's going to try to chase down Quasi here. He's not as close as he would like to be to make some moves, but it looks like a few drivers might just be locking up ahead of him. Oh, it's a bit of a move there for Protein Group, but once again, Quasi and Protein Group go side by side. Boltaru got a very nice road seat to that. So close, he should have had popcorn. He's gonna try to make a move onto the Ferrari now. Not quite. He's gonna try. He'll have the better shot. Actually, no, he did not have a good corner exit compared to Protein Group there in that Ferrari, just having a much better corner exit there as we go into turn number 1. And it looks like, I mean, he got him much better in turn 1, but that turn 10 was just not good for Bolt.
Yeah, no, not the best of turns at the moment. He's in P10 at the moment, though. He's in a good position. He'll be happy. He'll be really, really happy with his positioning at the moment. He's obviously done a lot better than obviously a few of the guys that did have the quali ban, so he'll be happy currently. I mean, he's obviously with his teammate at the moment up there in P1, who is leading this race, but down there in P10, and we've got drama going on here as Trio Kev. Oh, there's a massive accident at the back. Oh, did I just see someone absolutely go over the top? Oh, look at that. Did I just... What happened there? Terrence is out of this race, and that was a big accident there between Trio Kev. I do not know, I think I missed it, but I did see a car on top of another car, so massive accident. I'm just trying to look what's gone on there. Trio Kev's got no front plate. I'm just trying to see. You got it, J-Man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yeah, no front wing. No front wing at all. Look at that. There. No front wing. Arcade Gaming, he's all good. Zoo's all good. Plugger got away with that, so he'll be happy with that. But we're on another safety car on that 22.
Well, if you predicted that we were going to have another safety car before lap 30, you certainly won out there. It only took like 3 laps to get another one. Very big accident there between the Alpine and the V-Carb. Yeah, I kind of caught like the tail end of that as well. Mostly, actually, you got caught. I just saw the fact that Shirokev is missing a wing. But yeah, once again, and we're only at lap 23, and a majority of this field does have penalties. So that's really, really interesting. As Protein Group has left the session, I will try to get him back in.
He's got a bit of drama in the comments there that Dido has got serious internal damage to that car. So how is that Williams going to go for the rest of the race? That's going to be really interesting due to the incident that's happened. He's got serious side pod damage, so that car is going to struggle most of this race, and that is a long race to struggle. So yeah, not the best there for Dido. Obviously, big accident there as well. We've seen some big accidents this week at Austria. In increments of the race, 23 laps in and a safety car, that's not bad. Unfortunately, that is our first retirement of the night in Terrence in the Alpine out of this race. So we've got a few guys coming into the pits. Protein Group coming into the pits. Hopefully that's not the AI, because if that's the AI is pitting you, my friend, and he's going to pit you onto 16 lap mediums. Oh my days. I bet you just love the AI. Pitting them on old tyres.
I mean, the AI, we know AI stands for artificial intelligence, but as I've said before on countless streams, the AI in this game kind of misses out on that intelligence part. It's really just artificial stupidity sometimes. And pitting him onto, if that is really a used set of medium compound tires, that is just not good. He is going to struggle so much on this track. But yeah, I mean, ideally, you would have wanted to stay on the hard tires for as long as humanly possible. Especially the safety car, meaning that you could really extend. Oh yeah, and I'm now seeing it. Yeah, 16 lap old medium tires. That is very unfortunate. What's not unfortunate is that the safety car is coming in this lap. So we'll be back to green flag conditions here very soon. But yeah, the AI in this game just is not your friend. If you disconnect, then you're in such a world of trouble.
Protein's gone again, so if we can get him back, that would be great. Rekis, I'll let you get on to that. Yeah, that's really unfortunate to happen. So yeah, his race is not looking good at the moment. Hopefully the safety car, I think the safety car is going to come in as well. Oh God, it is ruining his race in the Ferrari tonight. That's not the night you want. While Rekus does that, we'll jump on board with Petit, who is leading this race. Lap 24 out of 71 at the moment. 7 laps on those hard compound tyres. Plugger up in the P12, Dino down to P13, Protein Group down to 15, and Arcade down to P16. We are going green. Trio Curve is out of this race as well. Hey, has he lost it on the back straight there? Trio Curve is out of this race.
Or might have been trying to get into the pits.
Wow. Well, drama is going on in this race. We've lost 2 drivers in the space of 2 laps. Bit of drama going on at the back. Let's have a look here. Jizzle trying to get the job done on Ux. Been trying to do it all night. Got the job done exactly the way he wants to get it done, and he's got it done. Good job there from Jizzle. Up into P4. Now going to put the pressure on Clytonic. He's going to have to put the pressure on quick though, Rekus, because he's nearly out of DRS already on lap 25.
Yeah, no, he's really got to put pedal to the metal here if he wants to catch the cars up ahead and stay within the almighty DRS range, especially because it's so strong on this track. You got 3 really good sections of DRS here, so he's really got to put pedal to the metal. Got to turn on the afterburners, turn on the nitrox too, whatever he needs to stay within that DRS range. As Jizzle now gets another penalty, he will join the penalty club, and DRS is now actually enabled, so just in time, he still stayed within that DRS range there. Keotonic trying to chase after Squash Josh and Whiff. And Whiff is actually going to get the move done on the Squash Josh. Actually, no. That's the other way around. Squash Josh has the lead now. He's going to make his run down to turn number 4, but he's got Whiff right behind him for company. So these two are definitely going to squabble it out here for several laps.
Yeah, well, they're pulling away. 1.6 second gap now between Jizzle and Clytonic. I'm just trying to see if Jizzle's got damage on that car. He's got that 3-second time penalty, which is hurting him at the moment. But does he have a damage on that car? Let's have a look. Just trying to get a good look. Let's have a look. Coming round into the final corner. No, he doesn't. He's just a little bit off the pace at the moment on those hard compound tyres. We'll have to wait and see at the moment though, because the top 3 are running away with it. Clytonic staying in that DRS, Jizzle losing that DRS, and Arx is ready to pounce and get their position back. Angus down there in P6, he's got a nice little battle there going on between Daniel T and Quasi. Then you've got Sutsi there in P9, going back up to the front there with Petit. Does he get the job done? No, he loses it to Squash Josh. Back up into P1, he is looking in control tonight. Squash Josh and Whiff, really good battle there. A little bit further down, we've got Boltzaroo trying to get through the pack, fighting that Williams that does have internal damage. Plugger down there in P11, not having the best of nights so far. Everyone in front of him does have a penalty though, and he has lost his front wing and pitted. Protein Group, if he is in the session, let us know, because you're still on 19 lap mediums, mate, and you're going to have to pit. So Protein Group is in. And I reckon we'll see him come into the pits and get onto those hard compound tyres. Lap 27 out of 71, not much is changing, but we are down to 16 drivers as we lost Cherkev and Terence earlier on. Back to you, Rekus.
Indeed, I was actually just going to say Dino had the fastest lap for a while in that McLaren that's living a hopes of dreams, but Squash Josh took that away from him. But yeah, I mean, really now, I think drivers are now, they've kind of got their groove. They kind of settled in as we see Whiff retake the lead of this Grand Prix. But yeah, I think the drivers are now just, they're in their groove. They're in their perfect state of mind to just kind of chill out and say, hey, we got a good race distance to go. I mean, if this was a regular race weekend, the race would be close to done, or at least halfway done at this stage. But yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of laps to go in this race. You're already on lap 28 out of 71. You got a lot more tours left around this track, so I think the drivers are now just kind of locked in and saying, all right, let's not do anything too risky, and let's just try to bring it home.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. We're just asking for people for the next predictions if they have got any idea. No, that's too late. We can't do that. Can't do that, it's too early. Only on lap 29. We want to try and push some predictions in. Remember, guys, if you do have 65,000 coins, feel free to get amongst the track selection. They are starting to disappear very, very quickly, as we do have Squash Josh taking the lead of this race. So, yeah, if you do have 65,000 coins, they'll drop down to 60. How many people will end up with a 3-second pen? That might be a good one. That might be a good one. Yeah, we could do that. We could do. That's near the end of the race, though, isn't it?
We could say, let's just say, will we see any more drivers get penalties or any additional penalties as Arx was trying to go around the outside there?
We'll do safety car.
This is the lap 35.
Will we see a safety car? Safety car before lap 45. Yep. Lap 45. There we go. We'll do that one. Yes. No. And we'll give it 10 minutes. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Will we see a lap safety car by lap 45? 30 laps out of 71 at the moment. Squash Josh in the lead. Remember, guys, use your channel points. Remember, track selection 65,000. You get to choose your season tracks for next season at the moment. Just giving you a bit of a heads up. What is still available? Well, what has actually gone? Because I do have a list here. We have Jeddah is round 1. Monaco is round 2. Singapore is round 4. Miami is round 5. Zandvoort is round 8. Silverstone is round 10. Round 16 is Spain. The finale is China. And round 3 is Qatar. And then round 6 is Baku. So they are what have been chosen. So yeah, let's see what happens. Thank you very much for the bits. Really appreciate it. Baboon 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. 31 laps out of 71. We have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. We've got 40 laps racing of 40 laps left of racing. So we'll have to wait and see how we go. But yeah, at the moment it's looking like it's going to be a three-way battle between Squash Josh, with Matif and Kyotonic at the moment.
Yeah, it is. I mean, these three have been battling it out pretty much all race. As Kyotonic there, he was a little bit behind. He was about half a second behind, but he might try to get 2 cars for the first one. Oh, looks like he had a bit of a slide there coming out of turn 4. Oh, he had such a good opportunity to try to get Squash Josh around the outside of that corner, but he just sticks it out. He has a little bit of a slide and just cannot in that position. He wanted a BOGO, but only got a 1 go. So, unfortunate there for Kyotonic. He still has that 3-second track limit penalty, but so far he's still having a really good race. And like you said earlier, these front two have really pulled away from Arc here and the rest of the field.
Yeah, no, really, really good to see. And we're having a little bit of a discussion at the moment what's left. So, Lamb, I think you may have done it, Lamb. Let's have a look. Have you done it? Let's have a look. No, Lamb hasn't. 7. Lamb hasn't done it. What's Lamb going for? Oh, Imola! Oh, Imola! Oh, Imola! Round 7. Well, drama there, ladies and gentlemen. Imola round 7. By
probably one of my least favorite tracks for F1, but one of my favorite for endurance racing. I don't get it.
All right, I'm going to pin that, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. Round 7. I'll just fire that in the comments. Round 7, Imola. Okay. Right, and I also need to change the vote, the track selection. No, it's even less actually. Sorry, it's not 55,000. It's at 50,000 now. It's going down, isn't it? It is really going down. So we're going to have a lot of people have an opportunity to vote through the track selection quite a lot. Right, let me see pens. Of course you can. There you go. There's your pens. Nothing going on at the moment. The front three still the same. Chisel getting into that P4 position ahead of Arcs at the moment. Daniel T in that P6. Still got a little bit of a battle going on here between Dido and Zoo. Zoo getting out in front there. Botsaroo staying in behind. Botsaroo not really making much groundwork at the moment. Been a bit of a difficult night. Plugger making up a few positions now on the back of Hennessy, ready to pounce and get the move done. Going around the outside of the Ferrari. Does he get the job done? Goes for the switch, moves over to the left-hand side. Doesn't get the job done at the moment. Plugger, no pens, but he is only 6 seconds behind the leader. So he's still got a massive opportunity in this race at the moment. Is Protein Group back in with us? Is he on the correct tyres? No, he's not. He's still on 25 lap mediums. I'm not hearing anything. Do we have Protein Group in the lobby? Can he take control? What's the go? If not, then we'll get him back in and we'll get him retire and we'll call it a night. Unfortunately, we'll reward him 1 point. But at the moment, it's still 3 wide. Oh, Clyotonic waits on the brakes there. Gets the job done back into P1. But Josh is going to come at him again. And he's going to use a little bit ERS on the left-hand side of the McLaren to get the job done. And here comes With Matif on the outside of the McLaren. Gets the job done. Oh, Clyotonic getting a little bit squirrely there as well. We are getting a little bit feisty now up front. Still 2.2 seconds to Jizzle. So these guys up in the front are in control of this race, Rekus.
Yeah, and I mean, it just seems like Kiyotani hasn't had that McLaren under him for pretty much this entire race. It just seems like specifically coming through turn 4 and 5, he just really gets snappy on that corner exit there. I mean, it happened earlier on when he was trying to get the 2-for-1 on Whiff and Josh. It just seems like he's just putting up either a bit too much throttle or I'm not sure what else it could be. He's just kind of losing it there in that corner specifically. And then, well, Whiff and Squash Josh are just taking that corner perfectly. So they're able to stay ahead of this McLaren. But if these two keep battling it out like this, then Jizzle is going to come into the fight. And then all the cars that are behind him that are with the DRS range. So that would be Daniel T, Sutsi, and then Angus, which all those drivers do have penalties. But actually, I'm curious what happened to Arcs here, because Arcs fell down several positions.
Yeah, he has. He's dropped all the way down into P8. Let's look at some tyres there. And we're still on 18 laps all the way down to P15. I'm still waiting to see his Protein Group in the lobby. Is Protein Group. Okay. I just want to see, he may be just pushing on those tyres. I'm trying to see 17.016. I'm just trying to find out if Protein is in the lobby. Let me just message quickly.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I mean he could have had a pretty good race. He had some really good battles with Quasi, but yeah, I mean when your AI kind of takes control, there's not much you can do. And Plugger's up another position. He is now up into P8 as Quasi gets another 3-second time penalty for track limits. And right now Plugger, he's moving his way up the field, and if he gets close enough to his teammate, then I'm sure there's going to be a driver swap there for Mercedes. We'll probably let Plugger through. Plugger, I mean, he had a very rough start to this race, but 2 safety cars later, and he's basically almost in the podium spot at this point because of all the penalties up ahead of him. Yeah, because you have Daniel T with 6, and then the other 4 drivers ahead is Arcade Gaming now gets his penalty increased to 6 seconds. As once again, the track limit bandit strikes here at the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria.
Yeah, no, these pens are really hurting some of these drivers at the moment. 37 laps out of 71, and they're really hurting some of them. Clyotonic is actually now getting, I think, is he getting very, very close to being targeted there from Jizzle as Clyotonic looking ready to go side by side. So Jizzle has actually pulled in the gap here, and we've got a DRS train going all the way down from P1 all the way down to P7 now. Yeah, very interesting. It was 2 seconds back, and now it's only 2.5 temps. So everyone is pulled back into this race. And if these penalties, and if the front two start to get a pen, we'll have a race on our hands then, because that means every single person in the top 5 will have a penalty, which will definitely change the dynamics of this race. Going a little bit further back down here, we've got Daniel T. I'm going to jump on board with Daniel T because he's right in the midst of this pack. With that 6-second penalty at the moment, battling Jizzle. And Arx is down in there in P8, so Jizzle's now got a different driver behind him in the Williams driver of Daniel T with that 6 seconds, which will hurt him in this race. As Squash Josh gets a penalty, and there's one of the top 3 getting a penalty. So it's now down a whiff to get the next one, and we have got a full house. This is going to change the dynamics, and Whiff Matif will be very happy. But there is a lot of drama going on in that top 4 position at the moment, Reckers.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw a very dicey moment there between Whip and Kia Tonic, and not a late set if I've ever seen one from the McLaren man. He'll get he'll get past Whip, but he won't get any further. I wonder what happened there. I do see yellows. That might have been just someone going off. Yeah, that might have been just Zoo going off. I can't tell, but Plugger's actually up 2 positions from that, so maybe it was something involving the Aston of Arcs. God, that name was throwing me off. But yeah, Plugger is now up into P7. And if this race were to finish where it is right now, he would finish P2 on track with all the penalties. And never mind, he just got a penalty.
Oh, God. Well, there you go. A little bit of drama. That is nearly the top 10. There's only P9 and P3 that don't have pens. Div 3 are dishing out the pens tonight, but they are all still so close. Kyotonic having a nice little battle there with Squash Josh in that P2 position, with now down into P3. Kyotonic cannot get past Squash Josh, trying to get the job done. Going on the left-hand side with Matif, got nowhere to go. He is boxed in completely. Kyotonic getting out in front in that P1 position. Squash Josh in the P2 with Matif in the P3. Thank you very much for the followers. We will give you a shout out later on in the race. Go a little bit further back down. We've got Boltzeroo making a job done on Quasi at the moment. We're going to come off the pens and get on some tyres. All these guys still on these hard compound tyres. Protein Group still on those mediums. Apparently he is in the lobby, ladies and gentlemen. So he is just going to push on those mediums and then go on a better strategy. This could help him massively in this race. We'll have to wait and see here. At the moment though, Kyotonic leading the way. Squash Josh, Whiff, Jizzle, Sutsi, Angus, Plugger, Daniel, Arx, Zoo, Hennessy, Bolts, Quasi, Dido, Arke, and Protein Group. And unfortunately, Churro, Kevin, Terrence out of this race. Pens. Oh, this is a mouthful here. We've got Squash Josh, who's just about to get the job done on Kyotonic in the lead there. And with Matif gets better grip. He's gone for the job. There is yellows at the back. What's happened here? Arx has gone off track. Then we've got Daniel T going into a plug up in a P7. We've got moves happening left, right, and centre. Kyotonic on the outside keeps the position with Matif leading the race now. No pens for him. A little bit further back down, we've got Daniel T going side by side with Arx. Gets the job done up into P8. There is moves happening everywhere. And with Matif leading this race. Kyotonic with a 3. Squash with a 3. Chisel with a 3. Sutsi with a 3. Angus with a 3. Plugger with a 3. Quasi just getting another penalty. Daniel T with 6. Arx with nothing. Zoo with 6. Hennessy with 3. Quasi with 15. Bolts with nothing. Dido with nothing. Arcade with 6. And Protein Group 20 seconds behind P15, but with no pins. There is your gap to the leader at the moment. With Petit 3.5 temps in front, 32 seconds between Protein and with Petit, and the championship leader is 5 seconds down the road. Someone's gone for a move there, and Plugger has gone for a move. No, he hasn't. It was Angus going for a move on the McLaren of Sutsi, and they're going side by side. Sutsi up at a P5. What a race he's having tonight. He was up so many places. P11. Making up 11 places, Plugger making up 10. We've just lost Quasi. We'll have to get him back in, and I'll take this back to you, Reckers, when you get back in. But at the moment, 41 laps out of 71. We've seen no safety car, ladies and gentlemen. So the answer is no. Oh, no, actually 45 we said, not 41. Do apologise. God, kind of trying to keep up.
Almost got my channel points back for that one.
I was just about to press no, and then I was realising it's lap 45, not 41. Lap 44, 42 now. Oh, this race is really starting to heat up. We just need Whiff to get a pen to make it more enjoyable, eh?
We've been giving out so many commentators curses tonight, so let's not say
Yeah,
we
let's
did.
go. Let's
But
jump
yeah,
on Whiff, Matif, for an on board. When he gets a pen, that would be funny. Oh, no.
I mean, I feel so bad because I cursed Plugger there, and also I don't. I know it said the closet friend request, but unfortunately he's not appearing on my end. I don't think I don't know if he accepted said request or not, but yeah, I feel. Yeah, I mean, we've been commentator like I think when we did Division 2, we were pretty good about not giving too many people, if anyone, the commentators curse, and this time we're just giving everybody and their older brother or any sibling for that matter commentators curse. Because right as I was saying, Plugger has the potential to get into the lead of this race. He gets a penalty. Like the millisecond I said, yeah, he's gonna finish in P2.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see at the moment, but it's looking like it's going to be a very interesting race. A lot of guys getting pens at the moment with Matif in control, but they're all in the DRS still. Only till P5 now. Angus is at the DRS there. Oh, Kyatonic round the outside with Matif. Joy having to get early on the brakes as we're seeing everyone go for a move. I'm going to jump on board that. Oh, Kyatonic getting a little bit of a tail swing there and nearly losing a lot of places. And that actually, I think it was either Kyatonic or Sutsi. There's moves happening left, right, and centre. Chisel up in a P3 trying to attack with Matif. If he puts him under pressure, he could put him into a situation where he gets a penalty. Chisel round the outside. Does he keep the position? With Matif going round the inside. Sorry, round the outside with Chisel on the inside. And what racing here between the Haas and the Kick Sauber, and Chisel keeping that position into P3. And then you've also got Whiff and Sutsi going at it as well. And behind them is Angus. Daniel T getting the job done on Plugger up into P7. They're Plugger losing that position down there in P8. Arcs not far behind. We're on the leader, so we're going to go back onto the intervals. Look at that. Hardly anyone, everyone's still in the DRS. We've got P1 all the way down to P6, and then P8 all the way down to P13. Kyatonic back into P1 again with Squash Josh. These two have battled for so many laps now, and the penalties is just going to be the big one that's going to hurt them. With Matif down into P4, being swamped there by Jizzle, and Jizzle still keeping that lead. Watch out for Jizzle because he's got some serious pace, and we're about to see who is the quickest guy on track. It's actually Kyatonic. 106.741 is the fastest time at the moment. Rickus.
Yeah, indeed, and actually, just answering the question that was in the chat to see how many warnings Plugger has. If he gets one more warning, he'll get an additional penalty because I believe he's currently on 5 warnings now for track limit violations. So Plugger's really got to be careful here, or else he's going to get bumped up to that 6-second time penalty. But yeah, I agree with you. This has been excellent racing here from these top 4. They've been battling it out constantly. Jizzle has some really good racecraft, really good wheel-to-wheel battling, keeping it clean, being aggressive, I do, but still keeping it very clean as there's a bit of a lockup there for Kyatonic there. And it looks like the battle between the Haas and the Sauber is still going to continue on. Jizzle winning out this time ahead of Whiff Matif. He was going to try to chase down Squash Josh, but just not enough real estate to make that move happen, as Hennessy does get past the zoo, and those two are trading positions back and forth. Going side by side, going into turn number 7, as Sutsi gets another 3-second penalty, so he is now up to 6 seconds of penalty for the McLaren driver, 9 seconds combined for the two Papaya drivers. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see more to come when it comes to these penalties, because this track, like we have said so many times before, it's so easy to get penalties on this track. It's unbelievable.
All right, I'm going to put a prediction in because why not? Will Whiff get a pen? Yes. No. Right, we're going to give that. We're going to give that 5 minutes. There you go. Next prediction's in. Will Whiff get a pen? Yes or no? He is the only one in the top 4 that doesn't have a pen. So he is in control at the moment. Azu gets a penalty as well. And Hennessy dropping down into P13. Boltsaru not making up probably as many places as he wants to. But you could say, Rekus, everyone is very close together. If we were going to look at the leader, he's only 6 seconds from the leader. That is all it is. It's a lot more further back down. Then you've got Quasi, 21 seconds, Protein Group, 39 seconds. So, yeah. Just want to know, is Quasi back in the lobby? If you could let us know, that would be great, because if not, I'll send him another invite. Protein Group is, so that's good to know. But at the moment, I just want to know if Quasi is in the lobby. So I'm just going to ask now, is Quasi back in the lobby? Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, so far, where we have given commentators curses on track, the commentator predictions, at least for me, have been pretty spot on. I've been using those channel points. I feel like I should go to Vegas, but I feel like me saying that's going to be a commentator's curse against myself. Oh, his Protein Group has retired from the session, so he was able to get in and retire that Ferrari. It's going to cause a yellow in Sector 1. That's just an AI, so nothing to really worry about. As Squash Dogs will lead us going into number 48.
They're all coming round, and he's coming out the pits.
Oh no. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Please
Chaos is about to
ensue. Move to the right.
3, 2, 1. Okay, all good. I'm sure that caused a few code browns amongst the drivers.
I'm just keeping an eye.
Kind of reminds me of Bahrain, actually.
No, he's moving. Oh, finally. That was a bit of a scary one. Okay, right. Well, there we go. We've not much changing on at the moment, but we've got Kyotonic and we've got Kyotonic and Squash Josh going out side by side.
This is a gaggle.
And we've got the Chisel going in it as well. He's just waiting for a mistake to happen. These guys are going back into it again. Protein Group has left the session. Unfortunately, is out of this race. We've lost 3 guys. Everyone will score points now, down into 15 at the moment. Did you say that you were going to go for? Have you got enough channel points to vote?
Oh, I got not for a new track. I just had enough to go ahead and throw some predictions. I have upgraded my account from 5K when we started to 13K at the time of this prediction. So I've been winning my predictions. I was a betting man on the race leader back when we were talking about race leader before. I think it was like lap 35. I put 5K on Whiff, and he brought me to 9K. So shout out Whiff, you're the GOAT. And that's all the bias you'll get from me today. But yeah, I mean, if I was a betting man, I should just go to Vegas at that point. But I feel like I would just commentate a curse myself. But what I was talking about earlier with Protein Group and its AI, it kind of reminds me of, I think it was Div 2 Bahrain earlier on in this season where I think it was a Williams. I think it was XD Lamb disconnected and couldn't get back in the lobby, so his Williams AI decided to park it in the middle of a corner, not even remotely near the pit. I think it was around turn 12 or something like that. There was just a Williams just parked right there, ghosted over a blind corner, so they had to red flag the session. I'm glad something like that didn't happen here at the Red Bull Ring, because, I mean, oh boy, it's a long race, and I'm sure these drivers just want to get it done with no more hassling. And it looks like Squash Josh there is in a papaya sandwich right now. He's got Kyotonic in front, Subsy in the back, and Subsy's had a fantastic drive here today. He is up so many positions. I'm going to get an exact number. He's up 13 positions from where I started. Plugger is also up 11 positions. So we do have some very strong movers here up and down this grid.
Yeah, they're still using each other as the DRS here. If Kai was clever, he would try and get Subsy to get through as much as he can. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But no, that would be a good job there to get the McLaren, because he does have the most pins at the moment. So Pytonic, as you can see, is using medium and none in some areas of the track to use that DRS. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Can Sutsy get past? He's really saved his battery. He's got extreme pressure from Whiff, then Angus, and then Plugger. And Jizzle dropped all the way down into P7. So he has a bit of damage on that car. Let's have a look. I'm just going to try and see if we've got a bit of damage on that house.
Nope.
He is intact. Is Sutsy going to make the move on Josh? Let's have a look. Doesn't look like it. Josh looks like he's going to make the move on Kaio. Is Sutsy going to make the move on his teammate? No, he's going to stay behind him. Is he going to make the move now? Is he going to make the move? Someone's going to make the move. One's got 6, one's got 9. I don't see the point in... oh, well, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see here at the moment. But two McLarens in P2 and P3 with Latif in a great position in P4. He's the only one without a pen. Who double moved? I have to wait and see. I'm not sure, actually. Jizzle in that P7 position. He's now going to be putting pressure on Plugger in that. And we have a safety. And, is that safety? And is a safety. Arcade Gaming is out of this race, ladies and gentlemen. We're just about to see where he's lost it. He's lost it into the wall. Interesting.
Yeah, it looks like he did. Maybe something with Quasi, but yeah, now everybody's gonna fire on into the pits. To what tire? I'm not sure. I would say probably maybe a set of mediums. It looks like mediums there for Squash Josh.
Jizzle, 10 seconds. 10 seconds for him, Plugger. Look how slow everyone is in the pits. They've having to go so slow. Good job, guys. Very professional. No one can overtake. Good to see. Quasi on those 34 laps. He'll go in 100% or not. No, doesn't look like he is. And he is continuing on hard compound tyres. That must be an AI.
Quasi is AI.
That's got to be AI. He's up at a P6. Look how many spots he's gained. Oh my god, and he's on 35 lap hards. I'm going to try and see if we can get him in again, because if not, then it would be better just to retire if you can't take control. Oh no, because at the moment, that's...
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if Quasi's AI just wins this race somehow?
Yeah, I think it's not in here. I'm just going to double check. Bear with me. Be back in a second.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I kind of figured everybody was going to try to run the medium tires, just try to get this to the end. Some drivers only having used mediums available. I think Plugger and Zoo pitted in for used medium tires. So they're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage, but they'll probably still have a better advantage than the 35 lap old tires of Quasi. As we're down to the latter stages of this race, 20 laps left to go, soon to be 19. And this has been a very, very fun race to watch, very chaotic, as Austria typically is. This is our third safety car of the evening. We had one, I know lap 23 we had our second one. I think, I forget when we had our first one, like lap 17 or something like that. Somebody in chat can correct me. But yeah, actually confirmation of my story from earlier. It was turn 4 Bahrain where XD Lambs Williams decided that he was just going to park in the middle of the road. Like an angry Karen doing some road rage. Apologies to anyone actually named Karen who may be watching this stream. We're actually really glad you're here. While we're going to go and try to get everybody in, I do want to go ahead and just drop a very, very quick shout out to all of our sponsors that we have here at Rush Racing League. We have AI369, the title sponsor of Rush Racing League, or at least our primary sponsor here. I believe their service is coming up very, very soon. You can go into, I think it's AI369.uk, and I think you'll be able to go ahead and join the waitlist, so you'll get an email notification when their service goes live. And speaking of going live, we're about to go live in this race, as we got the notification that the safety car is in this lap, and Squash Josh will lead us to green.
Yes, he will do indeed. And we are going to be on a mixture of tyres. Well, there are your pins. So take a quick look. We'll be jumping back onto pins later on. But Squash Josh in control of this race. Does have that penalty, though. But look at that. Every single person is on medium tyres. Plugger now going from P6, 7 all the way down into P11 with that pin. Boltzeroo making up time. Is this his opportunity to get up through the pack? He's got no penalties. And as it stands at the moment, he would finish P3 in this race if it stayed like how it was. With Matif would win the race. Arx would finish P2 and Boltzeroo would finish P3 and Dido would finish P4. But that's not the case. We are going on racing. Zoo getting another penalty there. So we'll just go back to pins. And Zoo is now on 12. Arx having a nice little battle there with Quasi. Who Quasi is on old hard tyres and getting absolutely, pressurised by every single driver. He's got to be extremely careful because he's on very old tyres. Won't want to fight these guys. Let them go past. Look at them. They're all just zooming past him. And now he's going to be right behind the championship leader in Plugger, who is right behind him. So Plugger is going to just want to take his time. He's not going to want to fight anything, but he doesn't want to get held up. This is the problem. As we can see here now, Dido is getting held up. Chisel's getting held up. Zoo's getting held up. Plugger, has he made the move yet? Yeah, he goes round the outside of the Alpine and gets the job done. And there you go. And Dido is ready to pounce and get the job done on his old teammate. And he is ready. But look at this. Plugger has actually lost the DRS. Zoo goes for a move there, gets the job done on the Alpine. And Dido is ready to pounce and take P10 away from Plugger as it stands or not. We'll have to wait and see. But they are at the DRS, so that's really hurt Plugger's race currently as it stands, and also Dido's. Back up to the front though. Squash Josh down there in P2, still battling out with Kyotonic and with Matif, still holding on with no pen.
Yeah, I mean, this pack is so tightly knit. It's going to be really, really chaotic here, especially as we get closer and closer to that final lap 71. All these drivers are going to be battling for everything that they're worth. I mean, Whiff just needs to manage this race, and he's got this basically in the bag as long as he could just kind of stay within 3 seconds of these cars ahead and just kind of manage to not get a penalty himself, or else the race just becomes so much harder for that kick Sauber of Whiff Matif there. He could try to get a win, but Plugger, actually the championship leaders, he's caught up. He's in DRS range now of Dido, but Dido is not quite in DRS range of Boltzeroo. So, and we see talking about one Williams and then the other. Ooh, that was a bit of a moment there. It looks like Ark and Daniel T were locking wheels, getting a little bit too locked up into turn number 3. There is front wing damage on that. I went through every team in the book. Front wing damage on that Williams, missing that front right end plate. I can promise you that was definitely from that battle with Arx. And now Arx is under pressure there from the other kick Sauber of Boltzeroo. He's going to try to around the outside. He's going to try to make a move. Oh, wonder what happened there. He just kind of got back on track and ghosted a bit. So I wonder if Arx forced him off there or if that was a genuine mistake.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's an interesting race at the moment with those guys, as Dido is really going for it. Remember, Dido has damage on that Williams. He's got side pod damage. He's up in P8 behind his teammate. No pens. They're working together. Daniel T with 6. Dido with none. Dido a massive opportunity to get serious points. So we'll have to wait and see how this goes. With Matif still in that P4 position, McLaren's in P3 and P2. Kyotonic right behind Squash Josh. It's been a very interesting race. If you take away the pens, it's been a fantastic race for some of these guys tonight, especially Squash Josh, Kyo, Sepsi and Whiff. They've been absolutely phenomenal all night. And 57 laps. There's not long to go now. But yeah, those pens are going to hurt these guys at the front, Kaitonic and Sutsi. Um, they're going to have to, I don't know, do they start making like a little bit of a decision to try and push Sutsi a little bit further on because he has the more pens? That would be the question. And then Kaitonic trying to hold up the Red Bull. I don't know how that's going to work though here. It's going to be tough. We'll have to wait and see. But a really, really good start still. And with Matif still going on, looking to probably go for the fastest lap here in that P4 position. Clean race, no pens.
Yeah, I mean, Whip is in a really good spot. He really doesn't need to really do anything super special. He just needs to kind of keep his race, keep a cool head. I'm sure his engineer has definitely told him, like, hey, everybody ahead of you's got penalties, and the two cars immediately behind you also have penalties. So, really, he's in a good spot. Dito is also in a good spot, like you said. I think he's going to get some massive, massive points. He might even be able to get... if he gets past Hennessy, or at least gets within DRS range of Hennessy, he might actually be able to snag a podium here, just considering the penalties up ahead. Hennessy himself has a 6-second penalty, Angus with 3, Stutzy with 6, and then the front 2 with 3 as well. So, Dito's in a good spot to get some really good points here, like you said, and Whiff is he's in a prime spot right now. He's also got a front row seat to watch Kyotonic go ahead and make it past Squash Josh there. He's going to go ahead and assume the lead of this race, but Stutzy needs to get past this Red Bull as well, so he can really just try to help his teammate build out that 3-second gap to try to win this race. But that is definitely much easier said than done. The Squash Josh is going to try to hook the inside. He doesn't quite have the real estate to get that done, but he's still in a good spot, so he really just needs to manage his race as well.
Yeah, he's in a good position. Just stay in that DRS at the moment, coming up to lap 60, which is going to be 11 laps of racing remaining, and we are going to start to see these guys really start to push. Now, as Zoo gets another pen, that takes him down to 15 seconds. Going on to tyres, Plugger can't seem to get through the pack. He's up into one spot. He's actually gained 2 spots on both the Astons. They're up in a P9 though. He's 7 seconds behind the leader. And at the moment, if we're going on intervals, it's 5.5 tenths behind Daniel T. So he's in a bit of a DRS train, which is going to be a bit of a difficult situation to try and get through. But at the moment, it's the 2 McLarens in P2 and P3, and Squash Josh in that P1 position, who will be very frustrated to lose this race if Whiff Matif does not get a pen. As that is the prediction out at the moment. Will Whiff get a pen? 47% of you said yes, and 53% of you said no. So we're going to have to wait until the end and see what happens there. As Plugger and Arcs are going at it, and Plugger does get the job done up in the P9. Arcs is still fighting it, goes around the outside, tries to get the job done. He's really fighting it. Why not? He's going for it. Oh, Plugger.
He got wing damage too.
He's got damage. Oh, look at that drama there. And the Aston Martin holds on to that P9 position, and he knows that Plugger has got a pen. So Arcs will fight that. He will fight that position, and he'll continue to fight that. As Plugger is now trying to get the job done on Arcs. Again, no, sorry, Zoo. Zoo's going to make the job done on Plugger. And Plugger losing out to Zoo now. The Aston Martin are double teaming the Mercedes, and here comes Boltzero on the left hand side of Plugger. We've seen so many accidents here, and here we go. Boltzero on the left hand side. Does he get the job done? Oh, there's a little bit of squiggling going on there. Boltzero going side by side with the championship leader, and that's going to bring Jizzle into it, because Jizzle's going to get an amazing slipstream, and he gets in front of Plugger as well. No, he doesn't. They're going to go side by side, and Jizzle goes round the outside, gets onto the curb. They're still going side by side, and the Haas driver of Jizzle takes the lead in front of Plugger as well. He's gone from P9 to P13 in 3 corners. Incredible racing here in Division 3. And the championship leader is struggling tonight. He will get points, but they're not going to be big points that he's after. But wow, Daniel T getting a pen, and the pens are starting to fly through now. And wow, that was some great driving from the Astons. They were very aggressive there. And here we go again. Arcs getting the job done on Daniel T.
Ooh, contact. There's contact between Arcs and Daniel T there. They're basically boxing like Muhammad Ali versus Mike Tyson here. And they both have front right end plate damage. And I mean, at this point, Arcs is, I mean, we all can kind of see his username that I probably couldn't even read out on Twitch. But I mean, at this point, his name should be to fight or not to fight. And right now, he is choosing fight. It's fight or flight right now, and he is not a bird. So he's going to fight with everything. And just a lot of argy-bargy, a lot of contact here between Arcs and Daniel T. There's body parts flying off of the Williams, off of the Sauber. Or sorry, off the Aston Martin. The Sauber's got just a perfect front row seat to that. But yeah, there's definitely a front wing damage on both of these cars, and they're just fighting with every fiber of their being. As we are down to about 10 laps left to go, soon to be 9 laps left to go, and things are just only going to get more intense from here, Governor.
Yeah, and here we go. We're seeing some real good teamwork here from the McLarens. Oh, there we go. We've got Kyotonic trying to keep the job done, and he's trying to hold up Squash Josh, and he's done his best he could at so far, as Sutsi does have the DRS, and he is clear of the DRS at the moment. No, he's not. Josh has got it. Kyotonic into P3. He'll put the pressure back on the Red Bull driver there, and he's really burned a lot of his battery. With Latifi's in control of this race, he'll just stick behind still again. But Squash Josh trying to catch Sutsi for that P1 position again. And good bit of battling there for the McLaren driver. Kyotonic may have put himself into a little bit of situation there. We'll have to wait and see. Sutsi with 19%, Josh with 19% as well. He is in the DRS. No, he's not. He missed out on the DRS there. So there's no DRS, and now he's in the DRS. He's in the DRS in the second corner. There you go. And so is Kyotonic. So Kyotonic will try and burn out in front, and he'll hold him up again so he gets back out in front of the Red Bull driver. So good racing here by the McLaren and the Red Bull, and nice little bit of fighting. And that's hopefully that's helping Sutsi, because he's in a real good position. He does have that 6 seconds though. That's the only problem he's going to have in this race. As with Latifi's just following very, very closely. Lap 64 out of 71. Kyotonic back out in front. They're going to go side by side. The McLaren and the Red Bull driver. What's going to happen here? Kyotonic going around the outside. Oh, he's so close to the rear of the Red Bull, with Latifi staying behind. And Sutsi is free of the DRS. Doesn't have much battery though, but good job there from the other McLaren driver, holding the Red Bull driver up, and it's worked to a T. But does Josh have DRS? Yes, he does. He's back in the DRS again. He's not giving up, is he, Rikus?
No, not at all. And speaking of battery, I do want to make a comparison here between the top three. So Sutsi himself has 21% battery roughly, and then we have Squash with 19, Kyotonic with 3% battery. That battery is almost gone completely. But you look at Whiff. Whiff has only got like 40% battery, so Whiff has so much battery to play with here. He's really not stressing at all in this race. He is just cruising. He is in his own lane, unbothered, flourishing. Oh, it looks like Squash Shot's got a little bit of ping pong there between the two McLarens. Looks like he kind of rear-ended the back of Sutsi and then got rear-ended by Kyotonic in the process. So it's going to be very, very spicy racing between these three. I mean, Sutsi, unless something massive happens, Sutsi does not have a prayer for a podium at the moment. But the battle for P2 and P3 between Squash Josh and Kyotonic is up for grabs. Whiff just needs to manage his race, and then he's got this done and dusted. Plugger is going to get past Zoo now. He's still going to try to continue his hard charge up the field, and Zoo upgrades his penalty to 21 seconds. Unfortunate there for the Aston Martin driver. Hennessy also gets another 3-second time penalty. He will improve his penalty up to 9 seconds. But Whip got around the outside of Sutsi, but tries not to push too much. He's really under no real pressure. I mean, on track, yes. He does have Angus right behind for company, but even then, Angus, Hennessy, Dito, the three cars immediately behind him, all have that 3-second time penalty. But also, if he does get that 3-second penalty, Bolteru might actually have a chance to shoot up a few positions here. Bolteru himself has had a pretty decent race, I must say. He's up 7 positions. Satsy's still up 13 positions, so he's definitely our biggest mover of the race. But yeah, we are on lap 67 now, and actually somebody put in a Panic put in $10 for lap 67 safety car. So I hope he brought enough $10 bills to share with the class, because I just don't think that's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it at the moment. We are going to be looking at driver of the day. And Angus has just got a 3-second, and that's massive as well. So that pushes him into 6, Satsy into 6, and then obviously Kaya and Squash with 3. This race is not over yet. Still drama can happen. Daniel T with the fastest lap with a 105.821 on those soft compound tyres. We'll have to wait and see what happens, as there's still battles going on left, right and centre. There is a DRS train all the way down to P5, and then there's a gap there from Hennessy, literally 3 seconds behind with Dido is in 3.5 there. Plugger has just not been able to get back up into the points after getting that penalty at the moment. 54 people tuning in tonight. Really appreciate the support. Angus as well. What a night he's had. Sorry, Arcs, what a night he's had tonight. And also Bolts as well. Bolts has actually made his way up through the pack. How far is he going to be? What are the positions going to be? What are the positions going to be? This is going to be the question, because we are coming to the closing stages of this race, and there's still pens going on. So where is everyone going to finish? It's going to be all over the place, isn't it?
Indeed, yeah. And we also have a request from Lamb to go ahead and jump on board with
I've done it already.
the provisional. Oh, you already did the lap with Whiff?
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go. So anyways, yeah, Whiff really doesn't have to really struggle. He really doesn't have to try super hard. He just has to make sure that he just doesn't get a penalty, or else, and I think he'll really turn on the afterburners. He's got a lot of battery in the tank just in case. And I mean, yeah, the penalties have been plenty here in this race. I don't even want to imagine. I don't even want to try to put a guesstimate on how many warnings everybody has collectively. But now it is down to 3 laps left to go in this Grand Prix. It's gonna be pedal to the metal, full tilt, full speed, and it's gonna be so much fun. Actually, does Squash Josh have damage on that Red Bull? We'll have to take a look and see. Nope, I was just seeing things. I thought he was missing an endplate momentarily, which with how hard himself, Keatonic, and Sunsy have been battling, it would have really surprised me as Zoo gets the fastest lap of the race. A 105.127 in that Aston Martin on the soft compound tire. And once again, this is just really a battle between Boxstrach and Keatonic. Kind of the story of this entire race, to be honest.
Yeah, it has been. It has been. And we're going to go over to driver of the day. Regus, who's your driver of the day?
I'm going to have to go with Sutsy. Despite the penalties, he has moved up so many positions on track. He's moved up 13 positions. He'll definitely drop a few, but still, I still think he'll be in double digits in terms of how many positions he has moved. So that is going to be my pick for driver of the day.
Okay, mine is Bolts. And I will put a poll up now, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go, driver of the day, Suts, and we have got Bolts. There we go. So we'll give it 5 minutes, and we'll start the poll. Get your votes in, guys. It's up there, Rickus, so you can vote straight away. There we go. So I'll vote for mine.
Yep.
There we go. So, driver of the day at the moment. So, we'll see how we go with that. We'll jump straight back on. Remember, predictions are, will Whiff get a pen? He's got one more lap to not get a pen or get a pen. We'll have to wait and see. Sutsy is now 2 seconds behind Whiff Matif. And I know what he's doing here. He's doing a great job. He's holding Whiff up because he knows Keatonic has the 3 seconds. So, Keatonic will keep that P2 position at the moment. And Whiff will just get onto the podium, and he's doing a fantastic job because he's now pushed it to 3 seconds. So as the moment stands, Keatonic could end up winning this race, and we'll have to wait and see. It's coming to the last lap. This is drama to the max here. With Matif has got past Satsy. They're going side by side. He's burning everything he can. He's holding the Kick Sauber driver up but he's going to be able to do it. It's going to be so close. 2.6. He needs to get 3/10. Kyotonic and Squash Josh are still P1 and P2 with Matifas 2.7. Satsi is still behind. He's going to go for the move. He's going to go for the move. He's gone for it. He's got it deep. He's gone onto the curb. Has he got it? He's held with down to 3.02. This is drama to the max here, ladies and gentlemen. Squash Josh, Kyotonic is in the lead of this race. He's got the job done. Oh, he can take the win here. Squash Josh is in P2. He's going to send it. He's not going to send it.
It's going to be so close.
Kyotonic is going to get it. He's going around the outside with Matifas 3.3. Kyotonic is about to cross the line. He's going to win the Austrian Grand Prix. Squash Josh P2 and with Matif finishes in P3. You would have never never have called it. That is incredible. Oh, that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that was, I mean, kudos to Satsi there for playing that team game, allowing his teammate to get the win here. I mean, that was fantastic teamwork there from the McLarens. Excellent stuff there, and I mean, it was good battling there from Squash Josh and Kiyotani there, keeping it clean, keeping it aggressive, keeping us on the edge of our seat. And man, what a fantastic race here. Driver of the day in-game goes to Setsu. We still have our driver of the day poll going up, but I will go ahead and read you guys our standings here very, very shortly. I mean, it was a very well-deserved drive for these top three here. I mean, these three put on a fantastic show pretty much all the way through. And now taking a look at our overall results, Kiyotani gets a very close win with the help of his teammate. They're followed by Squash Josh with Matif, the driver we all thought would have won this race earlier on. And then we have Arcs in P4, Sutsi P5, Boltaru, Angus, Dizzle, Plugger, Hennessy, Tito, Daniel T, Zoo, and then we have Quasi, and then our DNF drivers of Arcade Gaming, Protein Group, Trio Kev, and Terrence.
Okay, right. So we're going to have Kyo into the comms box with the Josh, with Matif, and driver of the day as well, which is going to be, it looks like it is going to be Bolts, unfortunately. It looks like Suts has been outnumbered massively there. So there we go, the OTD. Join comms box. I'll just send them the link, and hopefully I got that all. I was just looking at the screen just to see if I got all the intervals while that was going down. So fingers crossed I did. But Regis, before we do get on board with some interviews, give us a bit of a summary of tonight's race, mate.
It was a pretty fun race to watch, start to finish. I mean, very good battling from the top three consistently. I mean, Squash Josh, Kiyotani, Whiff, they all had some really exciting battles. Arcs also put in some really good battling here occasionally. Jizzle also put in some really good battling. Today was just a really good day for a lot of good battling today. Not as much drama as we had in Division 2, but we had some very excellent racing. And honestly, I think this might have been the best race of the entirety of the week, in my personal opinion. It was just really fun, start to finish, and then also that team play there at the end for the McLarens was, you may not like it, but it was pretty genius.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. We'll have to wait and see what the guys say. We're just waiting on the votes to come through for Driver of the Day. Bolts does get Driver of the Day, so congratulations to Bolts, which we will interview first. TD. Okay, so hopefully we've got everyone in. And we're just waiting on Kyo to get in. I think we've got everyone in. Yep, we do. We've got everyone in. All right, first of all, we will go over to the driver of the day. Bolts, over to you, Rekus.
Thank you, SJ. All right, so Bolts congratulations on driver of the day. I mean, you were one of 3 drivers that did not get a single penalty in this race. So overall, how do you feel about today?
Uh, kind of disappointed to be honest. I wanted to be quite higher up, but yeah, just the battling between the mid and backpacks just couldn't get through, and yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much battling going on at the race. There was never really a dull moment in the race in general. There wasn't really a lot of time for us to catch our breath here in the comment box. So overall, yeah, you had a good race today. How do you feel about the Circuit of the Americas next week?
To be honest, I haven't done much racing around there, so I completely don't know. But I think I'll probably do pretty good around there.
All right. Yeah, well, that's all for me. Once again, congratulations on driver of the day, and I'll pass you over to Governor.
Cheers.
Hey Bolts, how you going, mate? Obviously a tough one tonight, obviously with the poly ban and stuff like that. It was it seemed well for a few of you tonight to get through the pack. What was the plan from the start of the race?
Uh, Start of race probably not get damage. I think damage is probably the worst thing to get around Austria, and yeah, basically just take it easy off the start. It's a very long race, so yeah.
Well, I think you still did a fantastic job. You got driver of the day tonight. You made up a serious amount of positions, and you got good points from where you were. So, I think you'll take that. Coda, obviously, next week. How you feeling around Coda?
Um, the same answer I gave to Rex. Pretty confident. I think I'll probably get at least top 5 in there, or at least top 3, hopefully. But very confident.
Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, well, fantastic job. Look forward to seeing what you can do. Next week in Coda.
Yeah. Cheers. Thanks for coming as well.
That's all right. No worries, mate. Anytime. Okay, well, we're going to stay with Kick Salma because this person did get P3, could have won the race, but drama happened tonight. So I'll take it over to you for With Matif. Rickus?
All right, so Whiff, I mean, it's still a very solid podium, but a heartbreak there. You could have had the win. You just got stuck behind Sutsi there, and just overall, how was the race from your perspective? Because I know you had really good pace. You pretty much just chilled out there towards the end once the front runners had penalties, but then right at the end, you just kind of got blocked in by the McLaren. So overall, what are your thoughts?
Mate, the whole race was just shocking. Bolts was clean there. Yeah, sorry, not Bolts, but Josh. Josh was clean there. But yeah, there were some stupid moves from people I won't really mention. But there's 2 of them that may be on the same team. Brake checking into a flat corner, which is just something you don't do. But yeah, even just us 3 at the front wasn't too clean either. But just focus on keeping it on track, and yeah, should have worked in my favour.
Yeah, I mean, I know you and your teammate were 2 of the only drivers without penalties. There was only one other driver without penalties. I forget which driver it was, but I mean, it's a very penalty-heavy race. You did a good job just keeping it within the white lines and not getting too many warnings. Yeah, obviously, I know not the result you would have wanted, but how do you feel about Coda? Do you think you could turn it around, continue the good form you had? What are your thoughts about Coda?
Just one of my better tracks. Yeah, I've done a race there not too long ago and did pretty well. So hope that there's not someone in my way again.
All right, I will go ahead and pass you over to SJ. Once again, congratulations on the podium.
Thanks, mate.
Good evening, Whiff.
How's it going?
Obviously, I can tell by the voice a little bit of frustration on that one. Obviously, most of the night, very, very clean, no pins. Obviously, that's an achievement. I should know. I've done it twice. But I'm obviously not as quick as you. So that's not an achievement. But tonight, obviously, the guy that you're probably fighting in the championship at the moment, Plugger, didn't have the best of races. DSQ in quali, made his way up, got a little bit of damage, and then obviously was saved by the safety car, but just couldn't make its way up through the pack. Very, very similar to your teammate tonight in Boltsaru, but didn't get any pens. Very, very similar to you guys, both of you tonight with no pens. How did you find the race in all? And then we'll talk about the last five laps.
I mean, it was a bit scary. I think lap 10, I had 2 warnings, so I was just trying to keep it on track the whole time. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what someone else is going to do. We were just kind of trying to drop everyone else from the DRS train, but yeah, if that safety car didn't come out, it could have gone super different, really.
Well, you made a lot of people happy tonight because they got some serious channel points by your no pen. And then let's talk about
Did
the
see
next.
that.
Well, it's in the chat, mate. It's all in the chat. Everyone's saying that you're the real winner tonight. Unfortunately, I think you probably thought the last 5 laps, if I keep this clean, I've got this race in the bag. Let's just go from that, yeah?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Well, we'll
Yeah.
go with that. You did,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Deep down, the last 3 laps, you probably thought, right, I'm clean. I've got this in the bag. I've got no pins. If I keep it clean, they've got 3 seconds. Satsu's got 6. I'm going to take P1. Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that's all right.
Yeah.
We know that. We
Yep.
know that's the truth. We know that's how you felt.
Yeah.
That didn't
Yep.
go like that, though, did it? That did not go down like that. So give us a little bit of an inkling what happened, because we see some teamwork that came into action to obviously get Kyotonic the win. Obviously, Satsu did have that 6 seconds. Did you feel that they were going to do that to try and push Kyotonic for the win, even though that Kyo and Squash Josh had that pen? So take us through those last 3 laps.
Yeah, well, first off, congrats to Josh for the win. He's most likely going to get that. But yeah, I knew that he was going to do that. Satsi, 6 seconds, he didn't really care about his race anymore. So any pens that go against him, that won't really matter. But yeah, it's just the way it goes, I guess. I won't say too much.
No, I know. I can tell. I can definitely tell. There's a bit of aggravation in there, and a bit of the voice says it all. So what you're saying is, obviously, in that race, there could be some obviously more pins going in for some of those drivers at the top.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, we'll go over to next week, Coda. Massive points for you with going into this. You've made a bit of a charge on Plugger still. I'm just going to bring that up now. So we've gone from 166, but obviously from pins and stuff. So 166 to 179. Dito's obviously on 179. So big jump. You've still got your teammate behind you. Still this championship up for grabs if races like this happen with the championship leader?
It's definitely possible. It kind of just seems that the best races, myself and the other people have is when Plugger bottles it, like Austria and Zandvoort as well. Just another example, but yeah, just gotta hope he makes a couple more mistakes and then we'll be up there.
It can happen. People can feel the pressure.
It does happen.
Or get ill, or and things like that. So, just hopefully make sure that the TP of Pep gives him some gone off pizza or something, so he doesn't make Coda.
I'll leave that to Pep. I'll leave that to Pep.
No, I'm only joking. No, it's good to have everyone on the grid, but no, obviously it went well for you tonight. Unfortunately, didn't get the win, but you did get that P3, and look forward to seeing what you can do again. And it's going to be an interesting night in the stewards box tonight, I think. So yeah, congratulations on the P3, and we'll see you in Coda.
Thanks, mate.
All right, Rekus, over to you for Red Bull for the squash, Josh.
All right, so Squash Josh, congratulations on P2. I mean, that was a hard-fought race. Every time we turned to your perspective on track, you were just fighting someone tooth and nail, whether it was a McLaren, whether it was a Sauber, whether it was a Haas. You were pretty much just always fighting constantly. So, how was that race for you?
Well, like you said, I don't think I've had such an intensely fought battle. It was, Whiff and I were working together really well in that middle section, sort of in the middle stint or the middle part of the race there, and then safety car came out, so we got a new fresh set of tyres, and it was just absolute focus from that point. I think I looked at the laps, and we're on lap about 56. And the next time I looked at the laps, we were on lap 70, and I was like, oh, where did they go? So I was just in the zone. Massive congrats to Kaio there, taking the win. Really, really closely fought battle, and one simple error on my mistake, on my end at the end of that in turn 4, was what allowed him through. So, for the most part, clean battles all the way through. Was just glad to stay out of trouble. But I'll take my first rush podium.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. I could have sworn you had a race win before.
Nope, never. Not in rush. So, yep, I'll take a P2.
Well, hey, I'm sure you will. I mean, congratulations on that first podium, and man, Red Bull and Sauber working together. It's like the 90s all over again. But anyways, congratulations. I'll go ahead and ask you the same question I asked the last 2 interviewees. So how do you feel about the Circuit of the Americas coming next week in the Yeehaw state of Texas?
Look, not my favorite circuit. It's, I don't want to harp on about it again tonight, but it's a very traction control heavy circuit. There's a few hairpins there that are very difficult to maintain. Very difficult to maintain a minimum corner speed and then punch it out. So, look, next week will be a matter of survival. Hopefully bring some good points home for Red Bull, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you don't have to do 50 or so laps of Coda next week. You're only down to about the usual 30-something laps, so I know that's a bit of a
thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. So, look, tonight was a very long race. 71 laps. It's a fast-paced circuit. It's so easy to get track limits at turn 1, turn 9, turn 10. So, I was gutted when I got that final pen. But that was my last warning for the whole race. So, for the most part, kept it clean. But yeah, very, very long race. I need a shower. I'm dripping in sweat, even with a fan on me.
I was about to say, especially with how hard you guys are battling, I'm sure you're sweating. So I won't keep you any further. I will pass you over to SJ.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you very much, Regus. Good evening, Squash Josh.
Evening, SJ. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. About bloody time you put that cat on the podium.
It makes a difference. I think the difference here was quali. I was able to put a good quali lap in, which actually I forgot to mention. I come out of turn 3 and my monitor just goes black. I couldn't see a thing, and I'm just praying. I was. Yeah, no, I didn't go AI, but I had to reach up and hit the button underneath my monitor to turn it back on. It just flicked itself off halfway through my quali lap, and it pops up, and I'm almost in the braking zone for turn 4. I'm like, shoot, on the anchors, and then just pushed as hard as I could, but kept it within the track limits. So, that a good qualifying here makes the world of difference, especially on a track where it's a DRS train, and it's actually quite difficult to overtake without, sending a big move into turn 3. So, or 4 really. So yeah, just absolutely stoked to have come away with the podium today.
Yeah, we'll go over the race. We'll have a little bit more of an input. I know it's been a long night, and I won't keep you guys long. But we do want to go over a few things because obviously there's a lot of drama. I think that's about to unfold in this race. But first of all, the quality was, like you say, obviously was great. It was one shot. Like we said earlier on to Whiff, unfortunately, championship leader tonight struggled in the quali. DSQ'd. Did make his way up through the pack. But you with Kyo, Jizzle, it was all night. It was just all night. Switching the DRS train, then switching, then going back, then forth, and then and how much concentration did you need to have for that? I know there was a few interludes there with obviously the safety car, which wasn't that bad. It was like lap 22, and then there was a massive accident with Terence, which may have thrown you off a little bit. But how much concentration did you have tonight? It's a 71 laps is a long time.
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you mentally. Like I was saying, it's one of those tracks where it's easy to just that momentary lapse in concentration pushes you wide, and you get a track limit. So couple that with, I'm going to say 71 laps of just relentless battles with the safety car on lap 16 and then like lap 50 odd. You get that couple of moments to just go refocus, recenter yourself, grab a mouthful of water, because it's a warm night here, and then just settle back into that next stint. But the safety car restarts, we were able to drop a few of the drivers, which made a big difference. Knowing that I had that 3-second pen, was really trying to keep the pace high just to stretch the field out, to try and protect that podium at the end of the race there.
Yeah, well, and Yuki said that the other night in Division 2 that he was absolutely cooked after the race, and that means a lot to us because that means that you're really working hard, and it's a big stint, 71 laps is I think it's 1 lap less than Monaco. And I know Monaco's a little bit more extravagant and a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, Yuki's on the money. I'm mentally fried, and now I'm gonna have to go back through the race and sort of watch the stream and enjoy it from a spectator's perspective. So I think done my hard work for the night, and I'm gonna sleep bloody well tonight.
Yeah, well, that's really good. We're going to go over a little bit more, though. Well, let's go over the 3 laps. We saw probably 5 laps in. We saw that Kyotonic tried to hold you up a little bit to let Sutsi through. But unfortunately, every time he done that, you managed to get through and then get into the DRS of Sutsi because Sutsi did have obviously those 6 seconds. How was that? How was that frustrating? Because we could see it was a little bit frustrating for a little while, but you just had the pace. Just every time you were in that DRS, like he pulled away. I think he pulled a 1.2 second gap on Sector 2, but by Sector 3, on the end of Sector 3, you were back in the DRS again.
Yeah, that was coming down to battery management. So, super clean battles with Kyo for the most part throughout the night. And yeah, I knew what was going on, and I knew that I must have been running, Kyo obviously had low wings, and that was very evident tonight. Sutsi must have been sort of a bit lower than I was as well. So through that middle sector, I could always pull that gap back. I think in total I missed 2, maybe 3 DRS zones, and that was just due to trying to regenerate that battery so that I could keep the battery pumping through Sector 2 to jump back into the DRS that next lap for Sector 3. So, not frustrating. It was just a matter of patience and a matter of race management and ERS management, and I think that's what allowed me to stay in that DRS zone for Sutsi during that period of the race.
Yeah, because we've seen you in a great position before, and we saw in Baku. You were in a real good position, and unfortunately, traction, and you lost.
Yeah, look, Baku's suppressed from my memory. I don't want to talk about Baku. No. But you're right.
We've seen it happen. We've seen this happen a lot this season, unfortunately, with you. But then when you get there, you're there. You're battling the DRS, and obviously it was very difficult tonight because you knew that Whiff didn't have any pens, so it was unfortunately it was going to be like, oh, I'm not going to win this race, but we're going to go away from that. Let's go on to the last 3 laps. Can you give us a bit of an insight? Because we were too busy trying to probably worrying about driver of the day. Then we realised what was going on, and there was a massive opportunity of you and Kaya winning that race. So take us through that last couple of laps.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said earlier, I looked at not long after the safety car restart, went on those fresh mediums. It was about lap 56 or something, and then before I knew it, it was lap 70. So I don't actually know what lap it was when I realised that Kyle and I had a 2-second gap to the cars behind, and I think that was partly due to the battling that was going on, and Kyle and I were able to sort of just keep it clean and do some DRS swapping to get away. And then I realised Sutsu was in P3, and I knew that he was in front of Whiff, and from that point on, it became a McLaren team game and a strategy game, and I think at one point might have been about lap 69. There was a 2.4 second gap, and I went, "Oh, this is going to be close," because I knew that if Kaio and I could continue to work together throughout those last couple of laps, we could definitely pull that gap. And then, the team games came into it on the last lap. So, look, not ideal for Whiff, and I feel for him because that was his to win. And not a nice way to have had that taken away from him. So GG's to him, keeping it clean. Yeah, that last lap battle with Kaio, I looked down and I thought I was in overtake on the inside of turn 4, heading into turn 5. And had I been, that would have been the difference because I would have had the overspeed to go around the outside. But I was in overtake, in hot lap rather, and even though I had the battery there, it was too late at that point, and I was like, look, just bring it home, keep it clean, and we'll take P2 happily.
So a bit of ERS management. Would you say a little bit of a learning curve going into the remainder of the races?
Look, it was just another simple mistake. I must have either double tapped my button for the overtake button or something. I'm not too sure, but I had the battery, I had 30-40% out of the exit of turn 4, and that's what I was counting on to get me through. But yeah, just a simple error and stuck it in hot lap rather than overtake. So,
well, the McLaren, they did it twice. Sutsi did it to you first time. Kaitonic did it to the first time, and then Sutsi did it the second time. So obviously they tried to play the games, and then obviously the second time it worked. Congratulations. On the P2, obviously you are probably the same as Whiff. I wouldn't say as muchly disappointed as Whiff was because he did have no pins, and you obviously just missed out on that overtake button at the end. But no, great job, great night of racing. Love the battles. Watching the DRS train can be a bit boring after a while, but it's Austria. I just love the bloody track, man.
Yeah, so do I. It's got to be one of my favourites. I'm glad we put on a good show tonight, and yeah, looking forward to next week getting back out on track. I've got a bit of practice to do.
Yep. Well, I'll see you in Coda, and enjoy the rest of your week.
Right. Thank you very much, guys. You too.
Okay, right. We will jump on board with the winner of the Night Wreckers, and that is Kaitonic that reserved up tonight.
Wow, reserving up and getting a win? I mean, that was a fantastic drive there, Keatonic. I know you also longtime squash draws with and the other gaggle of cars in that front were just battling it out constantly. So just how was the race from your perspective? Because I know you did get the win. But yeah, just how was the race on your end?
I picked up a 3-second pen within the first 4 laps. I just lazy. I haven't touched this game for almost 2 weeks. So I was a bit rusty with all my points. But from that point on, I don't think I got a warning until very, very late in the race. So that 3-second will definitely stand. But look, between myself, Whiff, and Josh, the general aim was to just count laps. There was manage the gap to each other, try and manage a gap if we can form one to the guys behind, and that happened a couple of times. Whiff had good pace. Josh, I know, had good pace. We talked pre-race about pace he had. I had good pace. I don't think I necessarily ran lower wings than them, but I think it was all much the same. But as the laps counted in, Suts, who had a bad qualifying, suddenly appeared as a knight in shining armor, and it suddenly became apparent that we had two people to work with rather than one person. So yeah, it got feisty sometimes. You never want to be third in the train because it makes it hard. But yeah, we worked together and it came out on top for myself.
Yeah, having that wing in there is always a really good feeling whenever you're racing, and you have your teammate right there that can, like you said, be your knight in shining armor. I know there may be some controversy about that, but moving on to next week at the Circuit of the Americas, how do you feel about your chances here as well as the rest of your team?
As I said, I was just reserving this week. I don't know if I will have a drive next week because I'm actually not in any team. So uh, if there's a spot, if I'm available, I'll put my hand up. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I don't think that status is gonna stay for very long. You did have a very fantastic drive here today. Had some good clean battles there in the front of the field, having honestly, it looked like you're having a lot of fun out there. So I'm sure some team will be looking to pick you up for season 9. And yeah, congratulations on a win after not touching the game for 2 weeks and also reserving up. And I will pass you over to SJ.
Hi, Tonic. Well, welcome back. After a long time out, and back in the seat, and you've obviously gone into a team which has had everything thrown at them, but the kitchen sink. And obviously tonight, there's a lot of controversy, a lot of drama. Obviously, the comments are going off as well. But we put that aside. What was the plan tonight going into Austria? Obviously, it was a one shot. You knew it was a long race. Obviously, not massive. Like how can I put it? I'm trying to work out the words I'm after here. I'm not a lot of like pressure on you tonight from obviously the TP or anything. I think you were just racing your own race with whoever was in the comms box, or if you're in the comms box with or engineering box with Satsi. So what was the plan for you tonight going into the qualifying and into the race?
Someone touched the game in a couple of weeks as I was in hospital all of last week, and I was sort of advised not to race my game because it went against some doctor's advice. But I just wanted to sort of have a go tonight and see how it felt to put my body back into motion. And my first aim was obviously not to bin it because I've been learning no assists except for the line. So coming back from not playing the game for a while, that's challenge number one. Challenge number two was to see if I could make half race distance. And then, yeah, as Josh said, the laps counted really, really fast. I think it went from 20 to about 60 for myself. It went by real quick. So, yeah, that was the aim. There was no pressure. I was in a chat with the McLaren TP and Suts, and we came up with a strategy late in the race to maximize our results. But yeah, once I got that 3 second, as a reserve, you want to do well, but you don't feel that pressure as a championship driver. So it was just gonna go out there and have some fun.
Yeah, well, obviously some big controversy. Obviously, what happened in the last 5 laps, and me and Rex will probably definitely say that we were paying attention, but we were too busy trying to work out who was going to be driver of the day. We see you try and hold up Squash Josh to try and get Sutsi to push on. Unfortunately, that didn't work, and I think you probably noticed that. Or I don't know if you were given information that it wasn't going to work because Josh just kept coming in the DRS. And then Josh did say, like on the last couple of laps, you found out that you had a 2.5, nearly 3 second gap. So did you exactly know what was going on behind you with your teammate, with Whiff?
Yeah, so we came up with plan A and plan B. Plan A was to pressure Whiff into getting a final warning, and that was going to equal the playing field.
Mhm.
Failing that, hold him up and through the middle sector where it's very single file,
Mhm.
and make it a 2-car race between me and Josh. So knowing that Suts was kind of out of the race with these extra pens, so yeah, Suts did an awesome job. So, I mean, it worked out in my favor. It gave me the chance to go one-on-one with Josh. But, yeah, I mean, if we didn't come up with something, Whiff was just going to cruise to the win. So,
Yeah, he looked
we were
comfortable all
fortunate that
night.
we had 2 cars in the front group.
Yeah, he did look comfortable all night with Matif. No pens, and the same with his teammate as well. So it looked like it was going to be a bit of a struggle. And I said the same thing to Whiff as well. He probably thought maybe lap 4 or 5, that he had this in the bag. You guys had pens. He just needed to stay behind. And then obviously we saw that in. The last question before I let you go, and before we recap Coda as well. Give us a bit of an inkling what happened on that last lap, because obviously you did have the free air and then it was just you and Josh. So take us through that last lap with Josh.
So, Josh saw that the gap had grown, which was by design between the McLaren team. And he started putting the pedal to the metal, and which was good. I didn't want throughout the race. It had come to my attention that Josh had been backing us up at certain points, whether that was gaining battery or maybe he was trying to get his teammate back in it. I don't know, but we had a 3 second gap over 4th place at one point, which just disappeared. And that happened a couple of times. So at this final couple of laps, he realised that it's time to put pedal to metal and battery saving mode's over, and off we go. And I wanted to be the car behind, but I didn't want to shoot my shot too early because all race Josh had proved that he was able to put the traction down very well out of turn 3, whether I passed him or not. And it came down to a last point of attack into turn 4. So Josh chose the inside line, which I was hoping for, because if you don't control the corner early, then the outside car can hold its ground and get a good quick run, and then you've got the switch back into the 5. So I dove late into 4, sorry, and just held my ground. I'm not sure what Josh was doing, but I figured I had the momentum and the traction around the outside, and then the run into 5, I was able to claim the position. Coming into the second last corner, I meant to put it in hot lap, but I ended up spinning the wrong way and put it in none, and he clobbered me from behind. But yeah, and then just across the line for the win.
Well, good job, man. Obviously, there is going to probably be controversy. They did say that there could be a few pens. I don't know if it's going against you or your teammate, but we'll forget about that for the time being. Well done on a very controversy, we could say, race for the last race of the week. We've got Coda next week. If you are there, is that a track that you like? We saw a lot of pens tonight in Austria, which is mainly that last corner in Sector 3. That's probably the bugger that gets everyone. But the S's in Coda are ruthless, and you need to take them perfection. Otherwise, you're going to get a penalty. So, how are you feeling around Circus of the Americas?
Look, I like Coda. The only problem I find with it is very much like Josh is. It's a very traction-heavy track, which if you're not attuned to running no traction or no ABS, it's quite a challenging track because of a few trail braking corners, and there's a few heavy acceleration zones, and the tire wear, the tire deg is actually quite high there. So, it poses good challenges. It definitely favors people who run assists, but look, that's the challenge you get with online racing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, mate, I've got to say, fantastic job tonight. Well done on the win, and a massive congratulations to yourself and also to everyone. Doing 70 laps around here is not something to look at, to laugh at. Great job, and look forward to seeing what you can do if we see you back on the grid in Coda.
Cheers. Just want to say thanks to Thunderballs for picking me this week and Suts for his help. And if I do get a pen, then giving Josh his first win.
Yeah, well, that's what can happen. We can get into the end of a race, and that's what can happen. So, no, well done. Regis, on that note, he's right, isn't he? That the guys can win it, and then all of a sudden it goes to the stewards, and then it can be just undone that quick. And we saw that with Jono at Austria this week. Took the win, unfortunately, but got that penalty and dropped down to P4. And it was double Alpine that took the win in the end.
Yeah, those post-race penalties sometimes can come in at the worst possible time. You've fought tooth and nail, especially on a 71-lap race like what this was, and then all of a sudden penalties like, oh, that's cute, just yoinks it away. I mean, it feels sweet in the moment to get that win, but then the penalties can really just crush your hopes and dreams. But it could also lead to someone else's hopes and dreams being fulfilled, like Josh getting his first win at Rush.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. And there's obviously seems to be a lot of controversy. Just pick a number with any number, and I'll tell you if it's free or not before we end the show or end the stream. And tonight there's been a lot of controversy. Obviously, was the hold up? Hang on, 2 seconds. I'm just going to jump on board this because I need to see if this is free. Yeah, we can have that. Okay, cool. All right. Well, I'm just going to come back to that. But round 13, ladies and gentlemen, is Coda with Matif. So there you go. And this guy is back again with his bits. He loves doing these bits, but time you out again, unfortunately. Right, so there you go. With Matif has done round 13 Coda. They are really, really starting to get up now. Round 13 Coda. And we will jump back on board what we were saying. But yeah, like tonight, there's been a lot of commotion and controversy. And the question is was this done safely? Did Sats hold with Matif up safely? Because that's going to be another thing. If it was done safely and correct and properly, then it's a great job from McLaren tonight to do that. Because with Matif was winning this race, and me and you would probably say he was winning this race from lap 5. He was confident. He had no pens. And it was just about basically who was going to finish P2 or P3 between Josh and Kaio. We already saw Sutsi had those 6 seconds. We saw Plugger struggle tonight. We saw the internal damage of Dido and the Williams. And we also then saw Bolts as well that didn't have any pens. So it was looking very, very intriguing, wasn't it, at the end? So an interesting race, a very, very interesting race, which has obviously got a lot riding on this, it seems going into the stewards.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's going to just go down to what the stewards decide is the best thing. Like you said, defending is one thing, but defending safely is a whole another challenge. We even saw in the real world last year at Jeddah, Kevin Magnussen at Jeddah just doing some off-the-wall shenanigans to try to help his teammate get points for Haas. But, I mean, sometimes just team play does help, but you got to do it correctly for it to stick. So, the McLarens are going to definitely hope that that penalty doesn't stick, because otherwise all of Stutzy's hard work would have been for naught, essentially. But we'll just see how everything plays out. It's going to be all up to the stewards.
No, definitely. It's been a very intriguing night tonight. We've had a few track selections as well. So first of all, I'll let you know the update on that. So we have round 7 at Imola from Lamb and round 13 at With Matif for Kota. So they are really starting to gear up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks selected for Season 9. That calendar is looking very, very juicy by the minute. We'll have to wait and see there. But thank you very much to everyone that did tune in tonight. Just going to jump on board with some followers. Covey James, thank you very much for the follow. Baboon1123, thank you for all the bits that you've done tonight. I know they were quite a few. Thank you very much for the follow. Ricardo XKR, Quick08. We also had Cuckoo. Thank you very much for the follow as well. And J-Man Diego redeemed a free sub. I will give you the free sub when I'm next on. We also got Finny Jessup. Thank you very much. Tick Tabled and Isol Duff as well. Thank you very much all for those followers. Really, really appreciate it. I will drop a free sub to J-Man Diego when I'm next on. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight for Austria. That is it, done and dusted. We do have the race tomorrow night for the reserve program. So if you are a reserve driver and you want to give it another go, it won't be 100% race. Do not worry. So feel free to jump on board and get involved in the reserve program. Then, once that's done, we'll have socials on the Friday night. We'll be back with our Rush Time podcast, which we will be talking about this week's racing. Yes, it feels like it's going to be a very, very long podcast talking about recapping this week's racing. If you have listened to the podcast, then feel free to jump on board episode 15, where we spoke about Jeddah. And we will be coming back with more F1 specials in round... I think it's round 6 at Miami, I think it is, for the real Formula 1. And then on Saturday night, we have Division 1. They are heading off to Bahrain, back to full qualifying as well. And then Division 2 and Division 4 on Sunday night, they are at Kota, Circuit of Americas. I think I said that right, I'm not sure. They are back to full qualifying as well. Thank you very much, Rekas, as always, for jumping in and doing the comms. I hope you've had a well of a time doing these long races. That's 200% races that we've done together, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, the Red Bull Ring always brings together some really excellent racing, and it's a blast being in the commentary box here with you or with anyone actually here at Rush Racing League. Rush never disappoints when it comes to on-track action, and today is a perfect example of that. And yeah, I am ready for Coda next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a great night. And thank you very much to all of our sponsors. Our main sponsor, AI369, also Pagnian, SimLab, and Speed Nation New Zealand only. Thank you very much to them. Thank you very much to all the drivers and reserve drivers that did jump around and have a go tonight. It is a long race, and we really, really do appreciate it. And you should give yourselves a big pat on the back. 70 laps is not something to just roll over and just say, yeah, thank you very much. No, it was a massive race tonight, and lucky it wasn't raining for you. That's what I'm going to say. Congratulations as well to the podium winners. Pending reports, I'm surely to wait and see what's going to happen in that steward's box and the controversy going into the next race in Division 3 at Coda. It'll be very interesting to see the engagement of what's going to be going on in the comments as well. So, no, congratulations to Kaya for taking P1, Squash Josh for taking P2, With Matisse taking P3, and a great job from Boltsaru for taking Driver of the Day. We will see you very soon, as always, but have McLaren won this race under controversy? We'll find out from the stewards. Good night.